children, I am coming!
Alrighty, welcome back to another video. Today's video topic is going to be pretty controversial. Just because, we're going to be ranking the maps. Treyarch only, of course, because fucking Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer and all them stupid fucks. But instead of the S tier and all that, we're going to go with the Harry Potter grading system, you know. O for outstanding, E for exceeds expectations, A for acceptable, P for poor, D for dreadful, and T for troll. Just because that makes a lot more sense to me. But yeah, we're going to be getting into this, and we'll see how pissed off I make motherfuckers. But first up, we got Noctur and Toten. Now, the classic map fucking started it off, you know, fucking great map. However, very small. However, acceptable, I would say. Next up, we got Shino Numa. You know, it's like another classic map, World of War. It is, how shall we put it? It's still small, but this is the introduction of perks, which is still very acceptable. I can't put the first four below acceptable, I don't think. However, Verrucht, we're going to have to put acceptable as well. Basically, all of World of War is acceptable except for Derice. Exceeds, actually, you know what? No, outstanding for Derice, just because the start of the Pack-a-Punch, and you got dog rounds and all that. Even though Shino Numa also had dog rounds, but Derice, it's just iconic. You got the catwalk for camping, depending on if you had a good setup and whatnot. Whether you played the Black Ops 1 version or the World of War version, it just depends on your preference. However, for me, I played the Black Ops 1 version more than the World of War version, which it ran a little bit smoother and quick revive actually worked, which is good because I mostly played alone because I have no friends. Next up, we got Kino. Another iconic zombies map, you know. But the place to put it, I think we're going to have to do E for now. I might have to come back to that one. However, it had the teleporters, which Derice did as well. They came out with it on Derice. But Kino, you know, Black Ops 1, it ran smoother than any of the World of War maps. Yeah. 5. Now, 5, a lot of people would put that a little bit lower. However, me, I personally really like 5. So we're going to go with E. Just because I really like the Pentagon paint that comes instead of the dog rounds. Just because they added a different element to the zombies. Because you had to kill that motherfucker, otherwise you gonna get your gun taken, and he was just a pain in the ass to deal with. Although I did enjoy it, so you know, this is opinion based, and you can all go fuck off if you don't like it. Next up, we got Ascension. Now this is the first map to come with a new perk, and in Black Ops 1, I really enjoyed Ascension, to be honest with you. It was one of the favorite maps because it came out with PhD Flopper and Stamina Up, I do believe. Yes, Stamina Up and PhD Flopper. And then the monkey rounds, those were really cool as well. Because if you was able to protect your perks during the monkey round, you was able to get a free perk. And that was pretty neat introduction. First map to have an Easter egg, even though it didn't give you a trophy or achievement or whatever. Fucking extremely difficult Easter egg, just because you had to have 4 people. So I think I only beat that one like once, I believe. However, This next map, Call of the Dead. Probably one of my favorite maps of all time. I'll fight any motherfucker. It's not one of the top 3 maps in their list. Maybe top 5. It just depends. But for me, Call of the Dead was just amazing. It had George Romero, Michael Rooker, all the cast members and whatnot. I like the fog on it. I like the ambience. Good spots for training in front of the lighthouse, behind the lighthouse if you're really good. If you killed George, you would get a Wonder Waffle if you'd completed the Easter egg, but if you didn't, you just got the Death Machine. And also, with killing George, you could fucking get perks too. So you could max out on perks on that map as well. Next up, we got Shangri-La. Now, Shangri-La is probably one of the ones that's a lot of people might put a little bit lower on the list. However, it was acceptable to me. Just because of the fact that I had a good time on it. You know, it might not have the best spots for training, but it was a challenge map, I feel like. And the monkeys in that one, well, you know, but you can get an skill drop or a nuke, double points, whatnot. And you can cycle your drops. You know, after they pick it up, you just kill the monkey after they stopped it and whatnot. And yeah, you could also get free perks doing that way, but you had to be like real quick on the trigger, which was kind of hard to do for me anyway. Next up, we got Moon. Now, Moon definitely gonna be on the outstanding. It just amazing map, all in all. I like the Easter egg on it. You can do it solo in the Black Ops 3 version, which is real fun to do. You can check that out on the channel as well. But yeah, real fun. I like the astronaut on it. It was a cool little feature they added where if you got hugged by the astronaut, basically, you take your perk away. It was just kind of chaos, and he'd bring you down real low on health and whatnot, and teleport you somewhere. I think, could be wrong on that one. It's been a little bit since I played. Next up, we have Transit. Now then, a lot of people would put this down on these lower tiers. However, I did enjoy Transit. It wasn't that bad. It was very acceptable. It wasn't great or just outstanding, you know. But I really like the concept of it. The Black Ops 2 maps, to me, it needed the Ultimus crew, you know, with Richtofen and Dempsey and all them, I feel like, for most of the maps. However, I mean, you get away with it for a few maps, you know, Transit and the Black Ops 2, some of the Black Ops 3 storyline. But Transit is first map of Black Ops 2. So it's a pretty good one. Not great, but I did enjoy it. The Easter egg was pretty fun. You could do 2 different sides of an Easter egg instead of, you know, just your solo ones with Moon, Call of the Dead, Ascension, Shangri-La. Now, Town, which was just a small portion of the Transit Easter egg, or not Easter egg, Transit map. It was just a different section of it, but just its own little map. It was pretty good. I liked it. You know, it had the Pack-a-Punch in the center, pretty decent spots for training. Just all around a real good map if you just want to play a quick game of zombies. And then same with Farm, although Farm, it wasn't the greatest, just because it didn't have Pack-a-Punch or any way to increase bullet damage, basically, on Farm or Bus Depot. Which, I mean, I like the idea, you know, being a little bit more challenging, but, you know, I like to, what's the word I'm looking for? Survive. You know, but, yeah, so I think these are going to be the first 2 entries into 4 Nuketown Zombies. Now, this is, this one, I'm going to have to go in poor as well. Just because they could have done the layout a little bit better. I understand that it's trying to make it apocalyptic and whatnot, but there was not a whole lot of room for training. I think you had like 3 spots total. That was somewhat manageable, you know, behind each house and then in the center. However, it was a good map, so you know what? Yeah, let's go acceptable on Nuketown, just because it was an iconic map that they had released, that if you had pre-ordered the game that you would get it. However, they later introduced it, you just could pay for it, or maybe it was free, I'm not sure, I don't remember. But it was a good one. Dire Eyes. Now, some people will sit there and tell you Dire Eyes was just god awful and put it in fucking T for troll. You know, but I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that good either. So we're gonna have to go P for Dire Eyes as well. It was definitely not the best map of Black Ops 2 by far. Next up, however, Mob of the Dead. Now then, Mob of the Dead is a great map. Exceeded a lot of expectations, you know. You know, I really like the Easter egg of Mob of the Dead, you know, doing all that. And the concept of the afterlives being your quick revives. You know, and you could survive forever on Mob of the Dead. You know, and you just keep going down. You don't have to worry about running out of quick revive just because of the afterlives. You know, you could just fucking train them up on the bridge or on the rooftop. Well, not really the rooftop, but what the hell's that area I'm thinking of? I think cafeteria, maybe. I think that's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. However, Mob of the Dead is one of the greater maps up there. It's not the best map, you know, I'll give it that, but it is very close to top tier, you know. Just because it had a whole lot of extra things, you know, you could do the stuff for the Golden Spore, you can get the Hell's Redeemer, upgrade the Hell's Redeemer, or is it Hell's Retriever first? I'm not sure. But, you know, it had all that stuff in there for it. Next up, we got Buried. Now, Buried, a lot of people like Buried. A lot of people don't like Buried. It's acceptable to me. The main thing that I really liked about Buried was the Remington New Model Army revolver. I don't know why, but that gun, it always brought me pleasure getting it in the box. I'd always try to keep it, no matter what. Paralyzer, great wonder weapon on it. Speaking of that, you know, fucking Mob of the Dead's Blundergat, you know, that's why it's definitely one of them top tier ones. But Buried, I like the aesthetic to it, but I just did not care for the Easter egg. It was just too much, and it needs 4 people, and I have no friends. But yeah, so next up we got Origins. Now then, it's definitely up, you know what, it's definitely outstanding for me, anyway, just because it was one of them good maps. It had the staffs, you know, you had the Maxis drone, it had all that fun stuff. It had great spots for training, it had the giant robots. Which actually, I think it was the only map in Black Ops 2 that had PhD flopper. I think. I could be wrong on that. No, I'm not wrong on that. Or I am wrong on that because I believe in the Mob of the Dead Grief version, you could get PhD flopper. I believe. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But Origins is definitely on the outstanding tier for me. And, yeah. Next up, we got Shadows of Evil. A lot of people is going to put that in these top 3. I don't care for Shadows of Evil. Sucked, in my opinion. I absolutely did not like it. I just didn't care for it. I don't know what it is about it. Did not care. I like the Margwas. That was nice little fucking boss thingies. Definitely didn't like the Easter egg. I'd hate the Easter eggs where you have to have 4 people. I really do. Because it was such a pain in the ass to try and do. Especially for when you wanted to do the moon Easter egg back on Black Ops 1. You had to have Shangri-La and Call of the Dead. And I only ever was able to get Call of the Dead until I eventually, through painstaking lobbies of random people, was able to find a halfway decent crew for Shangri-La. But yeah, I just dislike the 4-player Easter eggs. The Giant, it's pretty much the same thing as the Reese, but Black Ops 3, it's only exceeds expectations for me though. Just because I don't like the Black Ops 3 guns that much. They're not as good as Black Ops 1 or World at War guns, or Black Ops 2 even. But it is still a pretty good one. I did like the little hidden Easter egg with the hidden perk in there. Next up, we got Der Eisendrache. Definitely one of the top maps for Black Ops 3. Probably the top map for Black Ops 3, to be honest with you. Not including Revelations, but we'll get to that in here in a minute. Der Eisendrache was definitely one of the more superior maps in it. It had the return of Richtofen and all them. Ooh. Great Easter egg to it, bringing down the Dempsey and whatnot. Had the bows are great. Next up we got Gorod Krovi. Now, I did enjoy the map, however, not that much. I just didn't care for it, you know. I like the weapons that came back with the PPSH, you know, and yeah. Then we got Revelations. Revelations is definitely up there. I gotta say, it's outstanding. You just had so much extra stuff you could do. You get the God Mask and like 10 other different masks for the map. You get both Wonder Weapons, the Thunder Gun, and the Apothecary Servant. Upgrade them both and all that. Phenomenal. Tetsubo no Shima. Same tier as Shadows of Evil. Didn't much care for it. I don't know why. I just never did. Just had not the funnest stuff on it, I suppose. Dead of the Night. Shittiest fucking zombie map on this list. Right next to Voyage of Despair. Dislike both of them. I hate it. Classified. Oh. We gotta go to acceptable for Classified. Just because it did not have the Pentagon Thief. Which I could be mistaken on that, but I don't believe I am. But yeah. Next up we got 9, one of the other starting maps for Black Ops 4. We're definitely gonna put that in exceeds expectations. Then I do believe I missed a point of information. Oh, these ones aren't in order that much. But Dead of the Night, it had like no oh, what's the, like, advertisements for it. That map just showed up on your fucking console one day and it's like, huh, we got a new map. Because they knew it was a shit map. It's just terrible. Ancient Evil, however, I did enjoy it. Did enjoy Ancient Evil and 9. But, yeah. And then, next up, Blood of the Dead. It was good. It wasn't... It could have been better. They could have done that one better. However, the Easter egg... It had a good ending. Well, I say good ending, but... A nice and different ending, I should say. Same with Tog der Toten. See, Call of the Dead is one of my favorite maps of all time, right? So, for them to fuck up Call of the Dead map with this, it's terrible. It's not the greatest, I'll give you that. But, I mean, we got to put it somewhere. And it's not one of my favorite maps to play. But, it's also not the worst on there. I'll still play it every once in a while. You know, these ones I never play. Never. Ever. Now we're into Cold War. D Machine. Probably the best map out of Cold War, to be honest with you. Exceeds expectations. Because I was kind of expecting kind of lower just for Cold War. Just based off Black Ops 4, what they done to fuck it up with their game mechanics and everything. But, yeah. Let's see here. Firebase Z. I didn't mind it that much, but it was just kind of lacking. I didn't really care for the storyline in Cold War all that much. I mean, it's a neat idea. I just want Richthofen back. Mauer der Toten. We're just keeping going down the line here. Same thing, you know. It's the story for me on these later maps. Like, it just don't have it. Maps look great and everything. They run great. But, I mean, what are you gonna do? It had good... I believe that's the one I'm thinking of. I believe that's the one with the crystalline axe, I want to say. Or it might be Forsaken. I don't know. I ain't played them in forever. Forsaken, we're going to put in the same category. Oh yeah. Mauer Toten, I do believe, is the only Cold War map that I have not been able to complete the Easter egg on. It's just because once you get to that part where you gotta have the 2 explosives on the zip lines and whatnot, it gets complicated after that. Oh, that and I haven't played it probably since it came out, to be honest with you. Now, last up, we got Outbreak. Outbreak, it was a fun idea. I definitely don't jump into it all that much. So we're going to have to put it at P for poor. But, yeah, it was alright. I didn't really mind Outbreak all that much. So, you know what? Yeah, we're going to leave it like this. If you guys got a problem with it, I mean, drop a comment down below. See what I fucked up according to you, you know? But I don't think I did. So, this is my opinion, and opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. So, you know what? This is my rating of all the Treyarch zombie maps. And, yeah. If you like this, drop a like down below and whatnot, and we'll catch you in the next one.